I'm Andrew Short. We're here at the Atlanta Supercross hanging out. This is my wife, Jackie. And we're here to talk to you about FCAMX and to get you to know us a little more. We have two kids, Emma and Hudson, and Jackie can tell you a lot more about them.
Emma's 6 years old. She's our little princess. Loves pink, loves indoor activities. Hudson is 3 and loves tractors outside and getting dirt in every place on his body. And he's just an adventurous, crazy little boy.
And they don't really like dirt bikes.
No.
So we're not too bummed about that. We really love dirt bikes, but if they do something a little safer, we'd be happy.
Our little dude, Hudson, was born with an eye condition. It's called PHPB. And he continues to have checkups throughout the year. He has it's called a buckle holding his retina together. He'll have that on until they decide to clip it. But he's just a fun-loving dude, wears glasses. He is unique because of his glasses. And he'll have this issue probably for the rest of his life. He'll deal with something like that. But we treat him no differently. We still do the same things with him. And he's just a fun-loving dude, and he is unique because of his glasses.
And we really appreciate the prayers, because when we first found out, it was right around one of the first camps I went to in Taylorville, Illinois, and we were really bummed. We had no idea we didn't really know much was going on. We thought at first like he might have to take his eye out, and he had cancer of the eye and all these different things. So we've been really blessed to see how the conditions evolved, and we're pretty pumped, but we really appreciate the prayers.
When we found out Hudson had an issue with his eye, I mean, it just seemed like it snowballed. They initially told us to go directly to the hospital. We think this is cancer of the eye, and it was just a shock to our family. Here, your baby is only 4 months old, and I'm pretty sure I called Andrew right away, and we just immediately started praying. And Andrew was in the middle of his series, and Hudson's having surgeries, and he's not even able to go to them. So it was a big help and a blessing to us just to know that we had the Lord with us. It was out of our control and in His hands, and you can't sit there and just stress about it. And you just try to be positive and pray, and that's all you can do.
And I think God has a crazy way of working in your lives. And for me, racing, it feels like sometimes I get carried away, and it's all about just racing, or you have a bad race, you're bummed, or little things like that. And I think that builds your character, and that's where your relationship with Christ can carry you through. But when something with health or, life gets flipped upside down, and God always said that this earth, nothing would be perfect and only heaven would be. And it really puts that at home when you have something happen like that that's out of your control, and you have to have a lot of faith. So it was one of those things, and I'm sure it's not the last, because God always has surprises in your life. And that's the cool part about having a relationship with Christ.
I hate California, I love Texas. Our life is very unique. We've been very blessed to travel all these different places and see different things, meet different people, but now with 2 kids, it's a lot more stuff to move around, and it's a big adjustment for us. It's stressful traveling with kids. I'm sure every parent knows that, but so we start our year off in January in California. We live in California from January to the middle of February, and then when the Supercross series goes east, we move back to Texas. It's easier to travel from there, and I love Texas. I'm from the country. I live in the country. You would probably think that I didn't have a home if you saw the way I dressed around the farm. I'm usually covered in oil and dirt and grease, and it's just me, who I am. I love it, and so we continue in Texas until about May, until outdoors are about to start. Andrew goes testing out in California and gets going through the motocross series, comes back to Texas after the series starts moving again east, and we stay in Texas until after the outdoors. Andrew gets about a few weeks off before they start testing again for the next Supercross season, and then we're back in California again in November. So there's a lot of back and forth moving, and we've been so thankful to find great schools for Emma, 2 Christian schools that have been willing to take her in and let her move back and forth. Her teachers are amazing and keep her up to date so she doesn't have a gap in her schoolwork. So we're very lucky and very blessed to do this and to be able to experience all of it.
I'm super blessed too. No, I'm living my dream. So thankful to have such a supportive family. And Jacki coordinates a lot of stuff that happens throughout the week and keeps us all in line. And there's a lot always going on, but it's cool to be able to live this way. And it's not going to last forever. I'm pretty aware of that, and so it's pretty cool. I make this big schedule every week.
Anybody, if you have a question, Andrew usually goes, please go ask Jacki if it refers to the schedule. We live by the calendar. Our kids don't care about motorcycles. They really don't. Emma is the princess and has a horse, a pony, and Hudson cares about tractors and cows. He walks around California going, I love my heifers, I want to go home, I want my heifers, they're having babies. I'm like, by the way, you can't talk that way in California. But we don't usually bring the kids because they don't like to come to the racing, so then they get bored, then they get in trouble, and I don't want any added stress on Andrew because this is what we're here for, and the team, it's what they're here for, it's their job, and it's not dealing with our kids that are being bad. So I do stay home a lot once the series goes east, and we're in Southern California, the race is only an hour away, and Houston and Dallas are close, and Atlanta I'm turning the big 3-0, so I came here for that one.
Our lives kind of turn pretty routine once the season starts. It's kind of like clockwork, especially once we get back to Texas. So with racing, there's not much time off, and so Jacki does a lot of stuff with the kids and with school and picking them up, and I ride quite often throughout the week and train, and so it becomes pretty monotonous at a certain point in the season.
I think, I still love to ride. I ride, usually about once a week and do some racing, but I love anything outside. Emma, I've had a hard time, when we found out we were having a girl, I'm like, I can't do pink, I can't do frilly, I can't do purple, and I still battle with that, trying to tap into my crafty side and doing stuff that she likes, but because Hudson and I, we like the same things. I'd love to be outside, whether it's messing with the cows or fishing or going hunting. That's what I like to do. I love to have dirt and grime on my hands and being outside. So I just enjoy pretty much anything that's outside and adventurous. I love the adrenaline rush. If it's off a motorcycle, I got to find it some other type.
I pretty much only ride dirt bikes. I'm in that stage of my life where, riding is kind of what I do, and I've been really blessed to have this opportunity and to make the most of it and to enjoy it. I need to pretty much stay focused on riding. There's not much time for anything else, and I know life has different chapters, and right now I'm trying to make the most of it. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know God has weird ways of opening and closing doors, and until this one closes, I know I have to stay focused on it because not everyone gets to live their dream, and I have to have fun with it, but also it's just to be at this level, you have to ride a lot and train.
Andrew and Emma seem to have a little bit more in common than I do. He's more artsy than I am, so they like to do the coloring together. And
you say artsy, we say feminine.
Yeah, well, if you follow Andrew and I on social media at all, you will know that I'm not very feminine. I have a new haircut now. I'm trying to do a little more makeup because Andrew said I wasn't feminine enough. So
that's because she was doing rock at the house and her hands were full of mortar and they felt like sandpaper.
I need to do it. I did it myself. But yeah, they seem to like the indoor activities a little better and stuff. And Andrew usually, if he has a problem, is like, Jacki, can you come help me? And it's me and Hudson out on the tractor or a piece of equipment or something like that. And so he's a city boy.
Yeah, I just like dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I've always liked camp just because, growing up, I went to church camp in Colorado in the mountains, but we didn't have dirt bikes. So to combine the two things is what makes it so special to me, because I had such great times as a kid and a lot of great friends and a lot of life-changing activities for me. So for me to be involved with a camp that has motorcycles as well, and it's cool to see the kids and the experience that they go through. And obviously I have a love for riding and everything else that goes along with it. So it's pretty cool and special and unique that FCA has that opportunity for the kids to come to camp, ride their motorcycle, and get fed with the word. It's a unique thing. And this year we're going to Oak Hill, which is north of Dallas. And the track's amazing. I've been there once before, and hopefully it's not too hot, but it's always a good time. And something that I think is really cool for the kids to have, that they have that opportunity, because it's something I wish I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, now that there's a camp that's so close to the house, I mean, it's far but close, we can bring the kids, we can bring our camper and just have, a little more family time than we do at home. Even though it's in the middle of Andrew's series, we can still, camp and hang out and have quality time together and get to meet all these people that we wouldn't get to meet otherwise. We have friends, and now that we've met since we first started going to camp, so it's pretty cool and unique, and you get to experience and hear how their life's going and how it's different than ours, and you end up relating with them still, and it's just a really neat experience.
Yeah, I think honestly in the Bible, you're supposed to, the way that Jesus lived his life is he always gave back, and he set the ultimate example for a Christian lifestyle. And for me, like I said, I've been so blessed with racing and to give back to those kids. I wish I could do more, and honestly, that's the worst part of the season for me. I feel like every year you're always so run down and you're having a hard time recovering from the heat and the long motos of the outdoors. So it's difficult for me, and I'm always really torn because I feel like I wish I could stay longer and do more camps or do more for the kids. And so that's what's really tough for me, but also to know that there's more to life than racing, and you have to give back. And it's something that these kids will hopefully remember the rest of their lives. So it's unique to be there, to be involved with it, and also to give back to the kids because it's such a cool concept.
In my heart, I truly believe as you watch Andrew and any racer struggle, all they want to do is win. And I truly believe that it may not be Andrew's destiny to win. It may not be what God has planned for him, but the platform he has on, he might not be able to talk to those kids if he wasn't where he is. And I truly believe he's in the place that the Lord put him for a reason, and to talk to these kids, because if he wasn't here, they might not hear it. And so there's always a reason and a plan. And I just like going because we get to spend quality time together with our kids, and they get to see what he does just outside the track. There's more to just outside the track. And so it's just pretty cool to be able to see other families too, that they're going through the same struggles we are, and yet they find a different way to go through it, or they're praying a different way. And so it's really neat to be able to give back, but I think we get something out of it. People don't think that we get something out of it, but we do. We get probably more out of it sometimes than we are able to give them. Andrew's afraid of heights. We were dating. Andrew found out Andrew was afraid of heights because we were dating, and I asked him to change a light bulb, and he was on a ladder and he wouldn't change the light bulb. He wouldn't do it. He started shaking and kicked him off the ladder. Yeah. He's afraid of heights, but he says it's different when he jumps because he's moving. No, he'll do that.
I can do that.
He's moving. He's afraid of heights.
Something about Jacki.
Really?
Oh yeah, Jacki has really good farm skills. Backing up trailers, baling hay, horses, cows. If we wake up in the middle of the night and I hear something on the farm, I wake up Jacki and tell her to go get the gun. I don't get the gun, she gets the gun. So if you're gonna break into our house, you better be scared because she might blast you. I don't know if that's such a good thing to say, but it's kind of unique, I guess.
Kids. I protect my kids. Mama bear protects the kids.
So that's something.